Almost everyone has experienced manual breathing or blinking at least once, but my situation is different. It began the day we were being taught about heartbeats at school. When our teacher mentioned that the heart beats automatically, I felt a strange sensation. I could feel the muscles of my heart. Ignoring it for about 10 seconds, I felt a sharp pain in my chest. Subconsciously, I began controlling that muscle, the muscle of my heart, making it beat manually. Our teacher noticed my odd facial expressions and got angry because I wasn't paying attention. I couldn't explain myself properly because I had to focus on my heartbeat. When I attempted to speak, I forgot to control my heartbeat once again, feeling that shivering pain again, gasping for breath. I asked for permission to go to the bathroom, struggling. I managed to get through the school day without focusing, talking, or even thinking. The worst part is that my family doesn't believe me. It might be due to my poor explanations caused by my difficulty focusing and speaking. Even what they did understand, they told me it wasn't possible because heartbeats are automatic. But that's not important now. My life is shattered. I could barely finish this text. I've been writing it for about 6 hours now. I can only write a few words before losing focus and forgetting to control my heart. Please help me, and whatever you do, stay away from the automatic functions of your body. I'd been collecting old cameras for as long as I can remember, but none caught my interest quite like the one I found at the dusty corner of an estate sale. It was a classic, a 1950s Leisha, its black body still gleaming under the layers of age and neglect. What sealed the deal was the roll of undeveloped film still nestled inside. I was ecstatic about the find. As I developed the film in my darkroom, the photographs emerged slowly, revealing what seemed to be ordinary family portraits. There was a woman with perfectly curled hair and a bright smile, a man with a stern look softened by the child he held in his arms. All perfectly normal, if it weren't for the subtleties. In the first photo, the family was lined up by an old oak tree. The father's eyes not on the camera, but staring off to something just out of frame. His expression was one of disquiet. The next photo showed the child, her eyes wide and tearful, looking not at the camera, but at the same unseen point, her small body tense, as if ready to run. Each successive photo told a similar story. They were in different settings, always with their attention directed at something just beyond the picture's edge. A creeping unease settled over me. The last photo on the roll was different. All three were in the frame as though someone else had just taken the photo. They weren't smiling. Instead, they stood close together. The father holding a baseball bat, the mother clutching the child so tightly it must have hurt. All of them stared directly at the camera, or rather, through it, their faces pleading for help. I shook off the initial shock, rationalizing that it was a staged series of photos meant to spook whoever developed them. Yet sleep eluded me that night. Every creak and sigh of my house sounded like stealthy footsteps. Every shadow seemed to conceal a lurking figure. The next morning, driven by morbid curiosity, I decided to find out more about the camera's previous owners. My search led me to an old newspaper article about the Delaney family, who had vanished in the late 50s, leaving their home undisturbed, dinner still on the table, the TV still on. They were never found, and no explanations ever fit the scene. Included in the article was a photo of a drawing made by the daughter, a sketch of an ominous figure lurking just outside their home. As I read the article, the room chilled. The feeling of being watched crept over me, the hairs on my neck standing on end. Reluctantly, I turned to look behind me, half expecting to see whatever got the family to be standing there, waiting for me. There was nothing, of course, just the shadows. But sometimes, late at night, I swear I can hear the faint click of a camera shutter, and the quiet whispers of a family stuck forever just out of sight. This isn't my brain. It recognizes everyone that's talking to the body it belongs to. It has a lifetime of memories that my soul can't recognize. This brain behaves in ways my soul feels like it doesn't fit. This is not the way I laugh. I do not think this is the country I live in. This is not my name, and these are not my parents. This is not the way I hold a fork. Everything feels like an ill-fitting glove. I look at these hands, and it feels like a video game. These hands aren't mine, and I am not this person. I try to remember who I truly am, but my soul isn't my brain, and therefore has no memories. I surrender to the person my soul is trapped in. My soul is in agony, but this stranger's brain feels fine. My soul wonders where the real body is. My soul is not intelligent, and therefore cannot wonder. Just scream inside a body that seems to run on its own.